It's Sunday. Okay, this is gonna be like a crappy one-take video unless I say something really stupid because I am just too tired to think about editing. But I'll get to that later. So this week is embarrassing childhood stories. I don't know if I'd call these embarrassing, but I'll just tell you about some of the weird things I did when I was a child. Because those are fun. Why does my computer always die when I do this shit? Why? Also, the elephant hat is because I just woke up from a nap and my hair is kind of horrendous, so this sort of tamps it down a bit. But yeah, weird things I did when I was a kid. I was afraid of bacon. Don't know why. I would lay out all my clothes for the next day, which when I was little were things like leggings, under skirts, under dresses, under sweaters, all really brightly patterned. It was a hot mess, but awesome. And so I'd lay those all out, and then I had this like paper plate shaped like a sheep's head that I would substitute for my head when it was like all laid out on the floor, and then I would stuff my socks into my shoes and pull them over the leggings, and I was really dedicated to accurately planning out my clothes. I used to open up the fridge and whisper, "Pepper is the enemy," because I hated pepper, and I wanted to recruit all the other food to my side of the seasoning war. But yeah, I think my favorite is being afraid of bacon. So yeah. So about why I'm super tired, this is actually a really great story. So you know how if you don't get a lot of sleep one night, it doesn't really hit you until 2 days later? Or something like that? Yeah, that's what's going on right now because I didn't really sleep Friday very much. Oh, topical yawn. My boyfriend and I went up to the Twin Cities to see John Hodgman with special guest the Mountain Goats. I know this is gonna be backwards. Sorry, I promise it says John Hodgman and the Mountain Goats, which are my two favorite Johns, so of course I had to go, and it was hilarious and perfect and beautiful, and John Darnielle played like 4 songs, and one of them was Never Quite Free, and I was just sitting there bawling. And then afterwards I got my book signed by John Hodgman, and then as we were waiting in line, well, first of all, I had John sign my book to the unanswered question of Timothy, because that is my hobo name. And if you're familiar with John Hodgman, you know all about the hobo names. If you're not familiar with John Hodgman, go fix that right now. But as we were standing in line, John Darnielle just walks through the room, and I hit my boyfriend in the shoulder. I'm like, Ben, he's right there. What the fuck? He's right there. And then I just sort of stood there frozen for a little bit, and then I ran over and ran up to the stage, and I called out, John! And I was totally expecting to just like, say, hi, I'm a big fan, thanks for everything you do, all that jazz. Like he was up on the stage and I was down on the floor, but he like came down and he hugged me. It was a really good hug, so for future reference, John Darnielle is a really great hugger. And I told him about my situation, which I'm not really going to go into here because it's super personal, but I think Kelly, you know what I'm talking about like the summer, and so then he talked to me about that for like 5 minutes, and he gave me another hug, and he whipped out his iPhone and like showed me a video that he took of his son. I was like, you are the best. And then he signed my program. He like signed the insert. Here it is. This big scribbly bit with the caption, John Darnielle, who hugged me twice and showed me a video of his son, because I'm super excited about it. So yeah, and then Ben and I ended up driving home after that, and since we didn't have time to eat before the show, and couldn't find anything open after the show, we didn't eat until we hit Rochester, which is an hour and a half from the Twin Cities where we saw this, and so we ate at Perkins at 3 in the morning. No, it was 1 in the morning, and then we got home at 3 in the morning, and I had to work at 9 the next day. So yeah. I look so tired. Ugh. So yeah, apparently a photo booth only lets you take 5 minutes of video at a time, so I'm sorry that this video is kind of long, because obviously if I got cut off, it's going to be a long video. But this is just to say bye, and I'll see you next week. And I'm not wearing pants. Later, dudes.